Bobbi Kristina Brown, daughter of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Brown, has been gone for years, but her father continues to express doubts about the circumstances surrounding her tragic death. Just like many others, Bobbi Brown has publicly suggested multiple times that Kristina's ex, Nick Gordon, may have played a role not only in her death but also in Whitney's. Yet according to rumors, there's even more to the story, one that involves eerie similarities between their deaths, suggesting they were planned. Allegedly, Kristina knew what happened to her mother. People close to the family have mentioned that she may have been present during Whitney's arguments with powerful figures in the music industry, such as Clive Davis. 2 days before Whitney's death, she reportedly had a heated confrontation with Davis, and Kristina was supposedly there to witness part of it. Soon after, Whitney was found dead, and then 3 years later, Kristina died under shockingly similar circumstances. For a bit of background, Kristina grew up in the spotlight, often appearing alongside her mother. She first appeared in an interview with Barbara Walters at just 8 months old, and even accompanied Whitney on stage at the 1994 American Music Awards. After her mother's tragic passing in 2012, Kristina struggled immensely. She was hospitalized for a breakdown following the discovery of Whitney's body in her hotel room. Despite her grief, Kristina maintained a public presence, appearing at events and even working briefly on a Tyler Perry series. Unfortunately, her life was cut short in 2015 when she was found unresponsive in a bathtub, eerily similar to how her mother was found. On January 31, 2015, Kristina was discovered unconscious in the bathtub of her Georgia home, which she shared with Nick Gordon. After being in a coma for months, she passed away on July 26, 2015. Her death was attributed to a combination of drowning and drug intoxication. The toxicology report revealed a mix of substances in her system, including MAR, ALC, MOR, and anxiety medications. However, the Fulton County Medical Examiner was unable to determine whether her death was accidental or intentional. The parallels between Bobbi Kristina and Whitney's deaths are striking. Whitney Houston was found submerged in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel on February 11, 2012. While her death was ruled an accidental drowning, the toxicology report found traces of Xanax and other substances in her system. It was suggested that she may have suffered a heart attack due to the hardening of her arteries, leading to her drowning, but no clear evidence of a cardiac event was found, raising questions about the true cause of her death. In both cases, rumors of foul play have lingered, with many believing that there may be more to the story than what the official reports suggest. Bobbi Kristina's connection to Whitney's struggles and her presence during key moments in her mother's life only deepens the mystery surrounding their deaths. Was it just a tragic coincidence, or is there more to the story that has yet to be revealed? Only time will tell. In fact, the coroner noted that Whitney Houston only had mild heart disease and some blockage in her artery, common among smokers, which made the suggestion that she suffered a heart attack before drowning questionable. The autopsy did not conclusively establish that a heart attack caused her to fall into the tub. As for the levels of coke found in her system, the coroner reported that it appeared she had used some, but not enough to cause her death. This raised a critical question. What led Whitney to become submerged in the scalding hot water, unable to get herself out? Additionally, there was not enough water found in Whitney's lungs to definitively prove that she drowned, which sparked suspicions that she may not have lost consciousness in the tub at all. Many have since speculated that someone might have placed her in the bathtub after she had already passed away. This theory has led to recurring speculation about the involvement of two individuals, Nick Gordon, who was later connected to Bobbi Kristina's death, and Ray J., who was one of the last people to see Whitney alive. Ray J. has long denied being at the party on the night of Whitney's death, but some witnesses, including Bobbi Brown's sister, Leola Brown, have cast doubt on his claims. According to Leola, Whitney's body showed signs of physical trauma, suggesting she had been beaten before being placed in the tub. Furthermore, there have been conflicting reports about Ray J's whereabouts on that night, with some accounts suggesting that his sister Brandy was looking for him at the party. Suspicion around Ray J further intensified after reports surfaced that he had helped Whitney obtain drugs. Leola Brown claims to have witnessed Ray J hiding his face as he left the hotel on the night Whitney died. She stated that this behavior was unusual for Ray J, who typically sought attention when he was around Whitney. Her suspicion grew as she connected Ray J's actions to her initial gut reaction that Whitney may have received a bad bag of Doug's. A mysterious detail that continues to fuel speculation is the note Whitney handed to Ray J's sister Brandy during an interview on the day she died. Whitney interrupted an interview with Brandy, Monica, and Clive Davis to pass Brandy a note. To this day, Brandy has refused to disclose the contents of the note, stating only that it was personal. Some believe that Whitney may have handed the note to Brandy intentionally in front of the cameras in case something happened to her. Notably, Whitney seemed unusually anxious during the encounter, even saying to those around her, "I nearly drowned today." These words, along with the circumstances surrounding her death, have left many wondering if Whitney was attempting to send a message or raise a red flag before her tragic passing. Despite years of speculation, the exact cause of Whitney's death remains shrouded in mystery, with many questions still unanswered. In addition, people have pointed out that Brandy tends to talk about all the good things in her life, but when something bad happens, she stays silent, which has led many to believe that the note Whitney Houston handed to Brandy on the day of her death contained something negative. Brandy's facial expression during that moment seemed to confirm that whatever was written on the note wasn't good. There have long been rumors that Bobbi Kristina Brown, Whitney's daughter, found out what really happened to her mother. Some reports suggest that Kristina had receipts, evidence or knowledge of the events that led to Whitney's tragic death. Jaguar Wright, a figure well known for her outspoken revelations about the entertainment industry, claimed that Kristina was present for some of Whitney's fights, especially around the time of the Grammys, which occurred just days before Whitney's passing. This leads many to speculate that Kristina overheard things she wasn't supposed to hear. Whitney's death at a party hosted by Clive Davis, just after a heated argument with him, has only added fuel to the fire of theories that Clive may have played a role in her death. As for Bobbi Kristina's death, the eerie similarities to Whitney's case, both found unconscious in a bathtub, have raised even more suspicions. There has been significant scrutiny around Nick Gordon, Kristina's ex-boyfriend, who had a tumultuous relationship with her. He claimed to love her deeply, but there are reports of domestic violence, including allegations that Nick physically assaulted Kristina. One particularly chilling account describes how Nick dragged her up the stairs by her hair, punched her in the face, and knocked out 2 of her teeth. According to reports, Kristina was excited about moving to Los Angeles to be closer to her father, Bobbi Brown, and to focus on continuing her mother's legacy. She was planning to leave Nick Gordon behind, and this was allegedly the source of tension between the two. Kristina reportedly confided in friends that she was preparing to break things off with Nick. The day she was found unresponsive in the tub, she was supposed to meet up with a friend to discuss her plans to leave him. When Nick returned home after being out, the pair had a heated argument and he allegedly attacked her. Shortly after, Kristina was found unconscious in the bathtub. There's more to this tragic story. Shortly after Kristina was moved to hospice care, her court-appointed conservator filed a complaint against Nick Gordon, accusing him of causing substantial bodily harm to Kristina and stealing money by pretending to be her husband. The conservator later amended the complaint, alleging that Nick was responsible for Bobbi Kristina's wrongful death. The claims included that Nick gave her a toxic cocktail that left her unconscious before placing her face down in the bathtub. Bobbi Brown, Kristina's father, has publicly stated that he believes Nick Gordon was involved in both Whitney and Kristina's deaths. He noted the unsettling fact that Nick was present during both tragedies. However, Nick denied these accusations and even shifted the blame onto Bobbi Brown, claiming that Bobbi himself was responsible for Kristina's death. The intertwined circumstances surrounding both Whitney Houston's and Bobbi Kristina's deaths, along with the disturbing accusations against Nick Gordon, continue to raise questions. Many believe that the full truth of what happened remains untold, and the mystery surrounding their deaths endures to this day. Unfortunately, Nick Gordon passed away a few years later, which means there's no one left who can definitively confirm what led to the deaths of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown, or if those deaths were connected and possibly planned. It leaves so many unanswered questions. Was Nick really responsible for both deaths? Or was he just a pawn in a larger, more sinister plot involving more powerful figures? The eerie similarities between Whitney's and Kristina's deaths have always raised eyebrows, and it's difficult not to feel unsettled by the parallels. Neither of these tragic events made sense to those closest to them, and the circumstances remain mysterious to this day. So what do you think? Was Nick Gordon involved in both deaths, or could it have been orchestrated by someone else behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below and let's dive deeper into this.